Hello and welcome. My name is Clara, and this is the Cat Human Bond. This is section one, the history, and a little bit about this course itself. Let's dive into the agenda. First, we'll talk a little bit about navigating this course. It's quite simple. There will be a quiz at the end of every module, multiple choice questions, and you'll need to take that in order to proceed to your next learning module. At the beginning of each module, you'll see a brief overview such as this right now. It'll tell you a little bit about what the content of the module will be about. You'll also move through the module towards the middle, learning the content. And then at the end, you'll again have to take a quiz in order to move forward to the next module. That just helps you kind of digest the learning a little bit and think critically. Let's talk about cats and domestication. The cat-human bond first was noted developing about 10,000 years ago, which is about the time that humans started to form civilizations. So cats and civilizations are linked. The cat-human bond in particular was noted in the Fertile Crescent in West Asia, where many of the first civilizations began. Basically, cats were hunters. They were more, the wild type of cat, as they still do hunt today. But they were the more wild type of cat that were around kind of the proximity of these new civilizations and towns, and they would hunt the rodent populations that would be growing due to more people living in certain areas. So humans and cats formed a connection over hunting the rodents out of town and keeping the disease populations down. Cats were very beneficial for humans in those early days, making sure that the grains weren't being contaminated by mice. So as these pre-domesticated cats started to hunt within human territory, humans recognized the benefit of having cats and began to share resources with cats, i.e., food. As I said, civilization basically equals cats, right? For each new civilization, cats would eventually join in the mix. Cats traveled with their humans across the sea to new worlds and civilizations. And up until about the 1950s, and even beyond then, cats were outdoor pets. They would be fed food, they maybe belong more to the community. It's only been very recently that they've shifted towards more indoor pets. In many cultures, cats were revered. They were seen as having magical qualities or being magical. The Egyptians saw them as capable of magic and being good luck. The Japanese also believed that cats brought good fortune. Many cultures saw cats as being fortunate. And recently, cats have become more exclusively indoors, especially with the advancement of modern medicine and preventative veterinary practices and care, which suggests that both cats and humans would be healthier if cats were kept indoors for multiple reasons. The basics of cat care include, and these are the recommendations most recently, that cats really should be indoor pets these days, especially given the society we live in now. There's a lot of disease transmission, and to prevent that transmission of disease between human and animals or zoonotic diseases, it's best to keep our cats indoor for them and for us. Spaying and neutering our cats. We want to make sure that we don't have a population of unwanted kittens and that the cat population is managed well, so our domesticated friends who now totally depend on us have homes. And the best way to do that is to spay and neuter your cats, and that is going to be a recommendation you're going to see across all anyone who does anything with cats, whether that's adoption agencies or veterinary clinics. It is also recommended that cats get what's called their core vaccinations. One is rabies, and the other is a combination of multiple different vaccinations. There's the feline herpes virus 1, feline calicovirus, etc. Um, these vaccinations usually start with kittenhood, and the rabies vaccine is given either yearly or every 3 years, which is dependent on the state and the type of vaccine that the cat gets. Cats also need access to fresh water at all times and access to the needed nutrients as carnivores. Basic cat nature includes a variety of things, but for today, they are carnivores. They require specific nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, and they may need either portion feeding or time controlled feeding to prevent obesity. Obesity is becoming the largest nutritional disorder in pets. And so we need to be making sure our cats are not overeating because they will try to do that. Cats use litter boxes for waste, and they seek specific conditions like the texture of the sand or the grain that they want to eliminate in. The general rule for how many litter boxes to have is that for every cat in the home, they should have their own litter box, and then you add one more. So, for example, I have 2 cats, so 2 cats would mean 3 boxes, one for each, and then an additional box. If it was 4 cats, it would be 3 boxes, or four boxes plus one would be 5, right? Cats also require the stretching of their muscles and tendons with scratching. A lot of people ask, why is my cat destroying everything and scratching up the furniture? It's a natural instinct to stretch out their claws and tendons, to stretch out their muscles by gripping onto something and flexing and pulling. And so that is just a very natural behavior. So to help them not scratch things we like, we give them scratching posts. Cats also prefer to be on top of things. They prefer to be above ground. They like to see below them. So they prefer above floor level areas to sit and relax and to sleep. Cats are also very highly sensitive. Their fur and their whiskers as part of their sensory system that gives them a lot of information about their environment, including the temperature, scents, sights. Their senses are very capable of sensing little changes. Cats use odor and pheromones and all kinds of different sensory input to make decisions and make sense of their environment. We'll talk a lot more about the senses of the cats moving forward into the next modules. Cats, if you are a cat owner, you know this, have varying energy levels. They tend to be more playful at night because back in the old days, that's when their hunting instincts were at their prime. So if you have a younger cat or even an older cat, you may hear some noise in the night. Your cat may be practicing their hunting skills at night. They sleep a lot during the day, but their energy levels tend to vary quite a bit depending on who they are. Cats are also very socially complex. They have a wide amount of needs and social interactions that make them happy. They need to play. They need to feel safe. They need to feel like they belong. They need to feel like they can trust us. So cats are socially very intelligent, and I think we don't give them enough credit for that. I think we see them as aloof a lot more than they actually are. This wraps up our first module, which is the history of cats and their domestication and what the current needs for cats are given today's standards in our society. In the next lesson, we'll begin to myth bust some of the prevailing myths about cats. I may have hinted at one just a little while ago about their aloofness. You'll also learn the top 5 reasons why the human-cat bond is lacking and what you can do to improve it. Thank you so much.